So it's been a difficult few weeks for Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. They are 3-3, third right now in the NFC East, coming off a rout to the Detroit Lions. So he's threatened to fire a radio host after asking him some tough questions about the roster. And now he's saying that they didn't go after Derrick Henry because he wouldn't have fit with their offensive scheme. An offense that is last right now in the league in rushing. Rodney, how much is Jerry Jones hurting the Dallas Cowboys at this point?
Jerry Jones is the Lake Lanier of NFL. People go to Lake Lanier and they have a good time. So on the surface, it looks like a good time. But underneath that big-ass scoreboard and that football field at Jerry World lies a skeleton of broken black bodies. He and his son are running this organization like an AAU team. They have no ability to construct a roster for the modern NFL era. They're grossly overpaying players who are average at best. Dak Prescott. And they underpay the talent that they actually need. Jerry has been a hindrance to this organization for quite some time. I think that he's one of those people who doesn't really grow up. He's like Frank the Tank. He thinks that the swag that he had back in the early 90s is still the same swag that exists today, and it just doesn't come across well. And unfortunately, I think that he's cursing his organization with his presence. And until he removes himself, it's not Jimmy Johnson being inducted into the Ring of Honor. It's when Jerry Jones decides to step back and remove his sons also from making decisions that I think the Cowboys will ultimately be able to have some level of moderate success in the modern era of football.
This is really, really bad. And I think on top of all of that, I'm going to get to the Derrick Henry stuff because that was just atrocious. On top of that, I didn't even realize that the Dallas Cowboys were doing the fan tours like that until ESPN just released the article. And then in the article, you have former players like Jayvon Kurri talking about how they feel like they're at a zoo. They're an exhibit in the zoo because they can't even work out and lift weights without people knocking on the glass or walking in. And you got Jerry Jones flying in to practice on his helicopter and the $1 million chandeliers inside of the Star. Like, he cares more about the fans than winning at this point. Like, I was just at Jerry World, right? Like, for a game in the route to the Lions. I'm there. It was so much fan stuff. I don't think that I've ever been to a stadium where it's that much fan stuff. I feel like as long as he has those Dallas Cowboys fans piling in to AT&T Stadium every week, he doesn't care about if they're winning or losing.
Well, because I think he cares. I think his ego cares about the winning and losing. I just don't think that he has a human value on the lives of his NFL players. There's no shock to me that his players are comparing their experience in Jerry World to being inside of a zoo. I mean, we heard him on camera with Jamie Foxx talking about a member of his team's penis size.
Yes.
Like, this is not. I think that no nonsense. And we've seen images of him as a child, being out there in a crowd that was
desegregation.
Who had an issue with desegregation, exactly. And so you think that this man who owns a team of majority of black men is going to humanize them? That comes as no surprise to me at all.
Yeah, and I think even just like with the roster and I feel like Shannon Sharp may have said it yesterday, like, does he even really know football? Because how can you say that you didn't go after Derrick Henry, who made it known that he wanted, like, he has a house in Dallas. That's where he goes in the offseason to train. He wanted to play for the Dallas Cowboys. And you're going to say that you didn't go after getting him because you didn't feel like he was going to fit in your roster? You make your offense fit around Derrick Henry. And look at you right now, last in the NFL in rushing yards per game. It's horrible. They have no rushing attack, and that has just completely just spiraled out of control. And now your offense looks like crap, and you're losing 46-9 or 47-9 at home to the Lions. Like, it just.
Well, as a Cowboys hater, I'm happy. I'm elated. I love all of this. Don't change anything. Don't change a thing, Jerry. The last time they won a Super Bowl, Tupac was alive. And that is crazy. Old people just shouldn't be making decisions in young people's business, right? Like, not in politics, not in art, and in this instance, not in sports either. It's a bad dynamic because I think his ability to see the game is antiquated, outdated, And and I think his son also is gonna be the next version of Jerry Jones, but it'll be even worse. So I look forward to the misery of Cowboys fans for the next 30 years.
He's going to definitely have to change the structure. He needs to get an actual general manager in there, somebody that he's going to listen to and that can make decisions. He has too much power, and that's why they look the way that they look. But you all let us know down in the comments, what do you make of these latest comments from Jerry Jones, specifically not getting Derrick Henry in the way that some of the former players are saying they feel like they're an exhibit at the zoo?